Okay, welcome. Today I'm going to offer a reflection about the law of uncertainty and talking about spiritual development. So, enjoy. Okay, so just wanted to offer a reflection today, just following on from the subject I spoke about last time on Monday, about this thing about spiritual development, and in particular I wanted to speak about the law of uncertainty. So, reflecting on my own life, sometimes I can get certain about things, and that can bring a certain level of unhappiness, of suffering. And what I mean by that is, say for example, part of the work I do part-time is I do farm sitting, and the owner will be away for a few weeks, and then, on a certain day they come back, and I can get quite excited. I can say to my wife, "Oh, they're coming back, I'm going to see you in a bit," and I can get excited about that. And yet I have had it that I've got really certain, and then they've not come back. And I've cleaned the house, I've washed the bedding, and suddenly I've somehow misread, there's been a miscommunication, and I suddenly find that I'm staying for another day. And remember the first time that happened, it felt like a lot of suffering. It was like, well, I don't want to be here anymore. I've got to go and unpack my bags, I've got to find some more food. And it's this thing of learning to embrace uncertainty. And Ajahn Chah, my teacher's teacher, used to say that, I can remember an example of a monk saying to him, "I'm going to Bangkok," and Ajahn Chah would reply, "Mai nair." You probably heard me say this before. Mai nair meaning not sure. It's not sure that you're going to Bangkok. Something could happen. And yet in our lives sometimes we can get very certain. And for me, developing ourselves spiritually, it's about becoming as flexible as possible, learning to know that everything changes. And in the Buddhist teachings is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So anicca is impermanence, that this is the only constant in this universe, is change. And when you can see that, when you can reflect on it, that things will change. I reflect on that regularly. I say that about death, about that my body will come to an end one time. And it's like, that's okay. Things change. It's a natural part of the universe, a natural part of the world. Things grow, they expand, and then they die. And I see in the West that we have we struggle with that because we don't want to look at death. We don't want to look at change. We don't want to look at uncertainty. And yet, it's a part of living. It's a part of life. So it's just to invite you today to reflect on that can you just let go? Can you be as flexible as possible? I'll just leave you with a little analogy of, on the ships, these big ships, they used to have really strong propellers, and the connecting link was kind of very strong as well, but they found they kept breaking. And what they found eventually is if they put something flexible in the connector, then when it hit anything, it didn't break. And this is like us in life. It's learning to be as flexible as possible. Things change, things grow, and then they die. It's like we are healthy and then we're sick. It's like, this is just the way it is. Can we be as flexible as possible with that? Can we just live with uncertainty? And it's like, and to be happy with that, to be really joyful. That, oh, it's changing. Welcome. This is change. So I hope this reflection makes sense. Please do comment below. Always appreciate your comments, and any questions, please do leave them below. Okay, many blessings.